Hello and welcome back to Curbstomp City and another episode of ECW Lives on TEW 2016, and today was going to be the 1 hour special, but I haven't had time to finish it off. I had this revolt recorded already, so I'm just going to release this as its own episode just to get an episode out because it's been a while. But yeah, this was recorded as part of the 1 hour special, but I'm just going to release it early and then I'm going to do the 1 hour special probably in the next episode. Maybe not. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, let's get straight into the show. And we open with the camera cut into a packed Times Square just down the road from the arena. And obviously, if you don't know what Times Square is, it's a big street in New York. Loads of lights happening. It's quite a famous place. I don't know why you wouldn't have heard of it. Then a circle has formed around a person with a microphone. It's CM Punk. And he says, if you don't already know, you should know. I am CM Punk, and I am the ECW World Heavyweight Champion. And tonight, I am here to issue a challenge. And I'm sure you've all heard of Bill Goldberg, right? And then the crowd boo. Obviously, everyone's heard of him. And then he says, and Samoa Joe? Probably not so much. But last week, that coward Joe attacked me from behind. And this week, why don't you two come out here and fight me face to face? I'm here all night. And then the crowd begin to chant CM Punk as we cut back to the arena. So the scene has been set. CM Punk is outside in Times Square and he's called out Samoa Joe and Goldberg. And he wants to fight them 2-on-1, it seems. So, yeah, CM Punk showing no fear here. And we're going to come back to this later on tonight. And this got an 87B+. Great promo from Punk. And yeah, we're in a packed out WAMU Theatre at Madison Square Garden, which is just up the road from Times Square. So I thought we'd mix it up a little bit. Instead of doing an open challenge for the title, he wants a street fight. So yeah, I think it's something a bit different. Let's carry on though. And then in a decent match, Danny Havoc defeats Colt Cabana in 15 minutes 26 by pinfall. And this is just to give Danny Havoc a win. He beats Colt Cabana, someone we haven't really seen much, but we're giving him a shot here. And he's actually outperformed Danny Havoc with a 56. Danny Havoc with a 50. Okay, so lifting the crowd didn't really achieve much as they were already pretty hot. That's fine. Colt Cabana is improving in his rumble skills. So that's good. 59C for this one though. Decent match. For two people that weren't in developmental that long ago, I'm actually really happy with that. But yeah, a win for Danny Havoc off the back of his loss last week against Tommy Dreamer for the television title in that hardcore match. So yeah, we're just going to give him a win here. And yeah, let's go forward. And then we go to a tag team title match where we're going to see Abyss and Vampiro, the Blackout, defending against the Thunder Dragons. And in what is a surprising win, the Thunder Dragons are the new ECW World Tag Team Champions. We've got Jushin Liger picking up the pinfall over Vampiro with a surprise cradle. And yeah, the in-ring performance of Vampiro was head and shoulders above everyone else. Abyss was the weak link. Yeah, mixing it up. This will make a little bit more sense as the show goes on. But apparently the team of Dragon Kid and Jushin Liger weren't that good, which is fine. You'll see why soon. Vampiro had an in-ring performance of 76, which is really good from him, main event levels. Jushin Liger, of course, doing well with a 66. Not as good as his performance against CM Punk in that 60-minute match. I think he got a 70 odd there. But yeah, still good performance from him. Dragon Kid with a 58, Abyss with a 43. And yeah, big win for the Thunder Dragons, new tag team champions. 69C plus overall, so that's pretty good match actually. And then Angel Williams jumps in the ring to see if Vampiro is okay, who is down on the floor after taking the pin, and she helps Vampiro to his feet as Abyss gets into the ring, and the three stand together as the Thunder Dragons celebrate with the crowd, and they make their way up to the ramp to the back. And then the Blackout are looking furious and the lights go out, and when they come back on, Abyss is stood in the middle of the ring as Angel and Vampiro lay out on the floor. What just happened? And Abyss picks Vampiro up and hits him with the Blackout Slam. And the lights go out once again, and when they come back on, Abyss has disappeared. We've broken up the blackout. Abyss is going to go off on his own here, and they're going to build up to a match on the pay-per-view. So this is one of the matches that will be happening at Barely Legal. Abyss using the blackout slam. Shout out to whoever it was in the comments that suggested that name. I can't remember your name right now, but I'm going to put the comment up on the screen. 54C minus there. So not the best for the rating, but I think we're going to start getting some good ratings between Abyss and Vampiro. It should help build up Abyss a little bit more. And yeah, we'll see where that goes. And then we cut back to Times Square, where the crowd has grown around CM Punk, and he is signing autographs and talking one-on-one with fans. And then a hooded man approaches him holding a steel pipe, who clocks him round the back of the head. And the man takes down the hood, and it is Danny Havoc. And Punk is unconscious on the floor as Danny Havoc holds the steel pipe in the air. And then the crowd parts as Havoc drags Punk across the street. And then the crowd part as Havoc drags Punk across the street as he begins to regain consciousness. And then Havoc holds Punk by the hair as he screams in his face. And he says, "You've messed with the wrong people, Punk. It's over for you now." And Havoc drives Punk into the brick wall headfirst. And Punk lays on the floor as he bleeds out, and sirens can be heard in the distance. And Danny Havoc makes a quick escape. So CM Punk has been taken out by Danny Havoc. Is he working with Joe, Goldberg and Heyman? It looks like it. He says that you're messing with the wrong people. And has Danny Havoc just joined the Dangerous Alliance? CM Punk came across well in this one, despite getting his head smashed in. 65C though overall. Decent rating, to be fair. With it including Danny Havoc. He's had a good couple of ratings tonight with his match and this segment. Things are heating up in terms of the Dangerous Alliance, and let's carry on. And then Goldberg and Joe are shown watching the TV in Heyman's office. And then they walk away and enter the corridor. And then Joe says, "Paul, there they are." And Joe points down the corridor as the camera turns to reveal Jushin Liger and Dragon Kid sitting together with their new title belts. And Heyman walks towards them as Joe and Goldberg follow behind. And Paul Heyman says, "Hey, you two, we just want to congratulate you on one hell of a performance earlier tonight. And I'd imagine that you want to be fighting champions, right?" And then Jushin Liger and Dragon Kid agree. They nod. And Heyman says, "Well, there we go then. How about you defend those titles tonight in our main event?" And Jushin Liger and Dragon Kid look at each other with concern. And they're clearly drained after their match with the Blackout. And he says it's going to be the Thunder Dragons taking on Samoa Joe and Bill Goldberg. Good luck. And then the three men walk away as Dragon Kid and Jushin Liger look at their titles and then at each other. And obviously they're very concerned. Samoa Joe and Goldberg, the odds are absolutely stacked in their favour for this match. Size advantage, power advantage, every single advantage you could ever imagine. And yeah, it's not looking good for the Thunder Dragons, and their title reign might not even last a night. And yeah, Samoa Joe came across well, Goldberg came across well, but yeah, just forget that bit. 74B minus though, so a good segment. And then we go into another match, this time in the junior heavyweight division. This one being a #1 contendership match for the ECW Junior Heavyweight Championship. And they will take on Prince Devitt at the pay-per-view at Barely Legal, whoever wins. And Hayabusa has managed to defeat Loki and Great Sasuke in 15 minutes 10 when Hayabusa defeated former ECW Junior Heavyweight Champion, by the way, Loki, by pinfall with a Phoenix Splash. And yeah, as I was talking about, I like Hayabusa. He's got amazing hardcore stats, which I think is ideal for ECW at this moment. We're bringing in Danny Havoc. We've got Hayabusa. So we're bringing it a bit more hardcore, but with a new generation. And yeah, Great Sasuke with a 63, Loki with a 58, and the winner Hayabusa with a 62. So pretty much on par with Sasuke there. And yeah, really good performances considering it's in America too, and they've got bigger popularity in Japan. But yeah, I'm really happy with that. Hayabusa is improving in performance skills and 71C plus overall. The only thing with Hayabusa is he's on loan. But then again, Jushin Liger was only on loan for a while, and then we eventually signed him. But yeah, he's under a written contract with All Japan Pro Wrestling, I think. I think it's All Japan anyway. But yeah, Good stuff. 71C plus there. Let's carry on to the main event, I think, is next. And we see, of course, pretty predictable, Samoa Joe and Goldberg have managed to defeat the Thunder Dragons for the Tag Team Championships. And we have new Tag Team Champions, the Dangerous Alliance. And they won in 7 minutes 24, so it didn't take long. And Samoa Joe defeated Dragon Kid with a Dragon Sleeper for this one. And yeah, basically the only reason they won the title is to put them on the Dangerous Alliance. I didn't want the Dangerous Alliance to face Vampiro and Abyss. And with them taking the tag team titles, it only made sense to split the Blackout up and have a match out of it. So, yeah, I've got exciting plans for Abyss as well. I don't want to say too much. If you've been paying attention to previous episodes, you might be able to guess what's going to happen. But I'm not going to say any more than that. If you know, you know. Let me know in the comments if you know already. But in this match, Jushin Liger took a stunt bump just to put him over a little bit more. He pushed himself that bit extra to try and defeat them. And it didn't pay off, clearly. He's taken himself out of the match and left Dragon Kid vulnerable in the ring. Paul Heyman did some good work at ringside. Again, they didn't team well, but that's fine. They're not even champions anymore. 54 for Dragon Kid. Jushin Liger with a 66. Goldberg with an 81 now, picking up the ratings. And Samoa Joe with a 74. And I'm a bit disappointed by the rating though. 71C plus, I've really just noticed that. Hopefully we're not going to lose any popularity after this show. Let's see how it ends. We've had some good segments. We had the Punk one and the backstage segment with the Dangerous Alliance, but we'll see what happens. We end with a decent rating now, actually. Hopefully this has saved it. After the match, Goldberg and Samoa Joe stand tall in the middle of the ring, and Paul Heyman climbs into the ring holding the Tag Team Championship belts. And Samoa Joe and Goldberg stand either side of him as Heyman holds both belts in the air, one in each hand. And out of nowhere, Rhino climbs in the ring behind them as the crowd erupts. Samoa Joe is the first to turn round as Rhino hits him with a huge gore and takes him out. And Goldberg turns around as Heyman quickly escapes the ring, and the two monsters stare each other down and begin to brawl. It is on. Goldberg, Rhino. The two men lay into each other with lefts and rights, but from behind, Samoa Joe grabs Rhino and locks him into the Kikina clutch, and then the two men begin to beat the man-beast down. And Danny Havoc runs in from the back and joins in with the attack. It is 3-on-1, and the three men stand tall in the ring as Goldberg and Samoa Joe hold their titles in the air, as Heyman gets back into the ring applauding his new faction as the show comes to a close. So now the Dangerous Alliance have managed to take out Rhino. Rhino obviously showing no fear again. Both men, CM Punk and Rhino, showing no fear, but they've not done it in the most tactical way, really. It shows that they're not quite on the same page yet, Punk and Rhino. And yeah, obviously with their history, they're not going to be at this point. Goldberg came across well. Danny Havoc performed poorly in the segment. It's okay. He did well earlier. 75 B- with this one, and let's see how that's affected the actual rating of the show. And decent, 75 B-. I thought it might be a bit worse than that. I was sort of thinking it would be a C+. Decent, improved popularity in 20 regions. What more do you want? And in the emails, we've seen Sting defend the GPWC World Heavyweight Championship in Puerto Rico for the first time. He's still champion, so let's see. Chicky Star has taken on Sting over there. Decent name. Vader's now gone from ECW due to his contract expiring. That's fine. He only came into job to Joe in Japan. Masato Tanaka wants to be called up again. He's down there training. I literally don't have any plans for him. There's no room for him at the minute. The roster is so bloated. It's probably best if he leaves, to be honest, if he's going to keep moaning. Abyss just doesn't get it, according to Roddy Piper. You're probably thinking, Roddy Piper? What the hell? Roddy Piper signed on a road agent deal. Really good wrestling mind to teach the kids in the back. Shawn Michaels has signed as a road agent. He's still a retired wrestler on this. He hasn't returned to wrestling at this point. So we're going to use him, of course, for his psychology and all that as well. And hopefully boost the match ratings with him and Roddy backstage. The TV did a 5.9. which is not quite as good as last week, which is fine. The rating itself wasn't that good. With it, last week it was an 82B. Yeah, we're down by 7. The main thing is we're improving in popularity still, so I can't complain. You've probably noticed on the right hand side, CM Punk wearing a straight edge assassin fighting champion t-shirt. You can actually go and buy them at prowrestlingtees.com/curbstompcity. You can see the shirt on the screen now. It's pretty decent actually. And it doesn't infringe any copyright either. It's not got his name on it, so they've let me put it on there. And yeah, if you like it and you like the channel, you like the series and you want to support me, head over there. It's only $20. If it's your birthday, you know, just say, can I have an ECW Lives t-shirt, please? Also, some other news. Danny Havoc is signing a new deal, and he's going to be signing a written deal on a 1-year contract. So yeah, Daniel of the Havoc signing on for a little bit longer. And in some awful news, sort of ruined the tone a little bit here, Bret Hart has suffered a stroke. 5 days before his 45th birthday, Bret the Hitman Hart lies in a Calgary hospital fighting to regain the use of his left arm and leg following a stroke. The former wrestling star had the left side of his body paralysed on Monday when he suffered a blood clot in his brain seconds before or after he fell off his bicycle. Doctors suggest Hart will remain in hospital for at least 3 more weeks and is expected to start rehab within days. Jesus. I hope you're alright, Bret, mate. In 2019, it gets much worse, mate. Actually, I probably shouldn't make that joke. Before we continue, I've just decided to cancel the heel and face divide because it's probably affecting our ratings. I'll do it when Goldberg isn't too soon to turn, so we can actually do it properly, so we're not actually wrecking the ratings, if that makes sense. But recently, I did actually change the product. But I did it in the editor, so it didn't affect our popularity. Hopefully you don't think that's cheating. I personally don't. I'm fine with it. Yeah, I don't know why they do that. I think products change anyway, so I don't see why you should take a popularity hit. And we have slowly evolved the product anyway, so I think, you know, realistically, we've done it over time. And we've got to this point where I think this is where we're at. So I've made it mainstream medium because we're pushing that way a little bit because we're going to try and overtake the WWF. But I've only put it medium, we're not going too mental with it. And Colt is medium now. Realism is heavy, which is something, you know, we're going with the Japanese style, the strong style a little bit more. So yeah, I brought that in. Also, we've got hardcore at low now, because we don't actually push that too much, but it's not very low, so we haven't put it too low. Medium, I think, would be a little bit too much. So yeah, low is enough, I think. Lucha Libre medium because we have some high flyers in there a lot of the time. We've got pure at low, and basically, yeah, this is called the new ECW. Our performances are rated equally on popularity and performance. Gimmicks won't have any impact. We'll attract fans who will be put off by highly risky angles. It will prevent ECW from getting an afternoon time slot, and more importantly, we get better sponsorship. TNA levels are at high, so we need to have eye candy on the show, which we do at this point with Angel Williams at this moment. She makes up for that. Women's wrestling is integrated simply just so I can see the pushes of the women rather than just having them in one block women's division. I like to see where they are in terms of lower, mid-card, upper card, main event, etc. So yeah, I haven't covered that. It's been like that for a while. I just forgot to mention it and I've only just remembered just when I turned off the heel and face divide. So yeah, hopefully you're okay with that. If you're not, unlucky. But yeah, that'll be it for this episode. If you've enjoyed it, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe for more TEW 2016 and general wrestling content. And until next time, peace.